So let's first understand what is gluten. Gluten is a protein found in some grains such as wheat, rye, and barley. Gluten makes bread products chewy and gives them an elastic quality. So it is important for making baked goods. Gluten is the only protein found in food that is completely indigestible. Its indestructible molecules can slip through the intestinal lining and cause inflammation in the intestines of the people with celiac disease. In healthy people, the inside of the small intestine is lined with a finger like projections called villi that may help absorb nutrients. In people with celiac disease, gluten irritates the small intestinal lining and also causes the immune system to attack the villi. Over time, the villi can be damaged and destroyed. This means that the body can no longer absorb enough nutrients from blood, from food. Nutrients can pass through the digestive tract and are excreted with the body's waste, and the person can suffer malnutrition. Next, we are going to look into gluten-free benefits. Besides celiac disease, there are other medical conditions that greatly benefit from a gluten-free diet. Eating gluten-free can also help those with a chronic gastrointestinal disorder. Gluten-free diet risks. Many people on gluten-free diets don't have a medically needed dietary restriction and eat gluten-free as a fat diet. The biggest risk of going gluten-free is missing out on the healthy, well-balanced diet. Eating junk food in gluten-free form is not the solution. People who only eat foods that are inherently gluten-free, like fruits, vegetables, gluten-free whole grains, lean protein, healthy fats, then gluten-free can be a healthy diet. But if gluten containing products are replaced with highly processed gluten free foods like pastries, energy bars, etc., you will not lose weight, but you may in fact gain weight, as many gluten free foods are higher in calories than the gluten containing replacements. Let's have a look at non-gluten grains. So first we have is bajri. It is a good source of protein and carbs, and somewhat fiber is present in it. You can make bajra roti or bhakri. You can make uttappa and appe also with it. Next we have is quinoa, pronounced as quinoa, has high protein content and is similar to buckwheat. There are different kinds of quinoa like black, red and white quinoa used commonly. Quinoa flour is expensive, but we can easily make it at home by buying it in bulk and grinding it into the food processor or at the flour mill. You can make quinoa dosa, pancakes, etc. with the quinoa. Next is brown rice. Brown rice is a rice whose bran and germ are not removed. If removed, it makes it into white rice. As a result, white rice is lacking in some antioxidants, vitamin B, minerals, fats, and fiber, and a very small amount of protein. Rice is a starchy and high carb food. People who eat rice a lot and exercise too little may tend to gain weight. Recipes we can make out of brown rice are various types of pulavs, dosas, and it can be used as instead of white rice. We have is buckwheat, that is kuttu atta. Buckwheat is a highly nutritious whole grain that many people consider it as to be a superfood. Among its health benefits, buckwheat may improve heart health, promote weight loss, and help manage diabetes. Buckwheat is a good source of protein, fiber, and energy. It is mainly used for fasting. You can make khichdi, dosa, halwa, puris for fasting out of these. Next we have is the amaranth, that is rasgira flour. It is a type of a cereal. It is high in protein and packed with nutrition, making it a smart staple to keep on hand for any meal. Helps build and maintain muscle mass and may help lower blood cholesterol levels. You can make a nutritious porridge and make laddus out of these. Next we have is jowar. It is a staple food, especially in India. and it is used to make rotis, bhakris, chilas, dosas, etc. It is rich in fibers, controls blood sugar levels, full of iron, and it is good for bone health. Next we have is corn flour, that is makke ka atta. Corn flour is a type of flour that's milled from dried whole corn kernels. It contains the hull, germ, and the endosperm of the corn and is considered a whole grain flour. Like flours, corn flour gives texture to structure to baked goods and other foods. It's often combined with a binder like eggs to provide shape. You can make rotis, and it is also used while making soups. Next we have is oats flour. Oat flour is made by milling raw whole grain oats into a fine powder. This delicious gluten-free flour is both delicious and full of health benefits. It contains a multitude of beneficial nutrients such as fiber, chromium, magnesium, copper, phosphorus, and manganese. This can be used as a substitute for a normal all-purpose flour. Next we have is the almond flour. Almond flour is made up from ground almonds and can replace wheat flour in just any of the recipe. Manganese helps the body properly clot blood, allowing it to heal further injuries. Manganese also helps the body to break down carbohydrates and cholesterol. It can be used to make bakery items in a healthier way, gluten-free bars, sweets. Next is arrowroot flour. Arrowroot also contains number of vitamins and minerals. The health benefits are: it is diabetes friendly, good for gluten free diets, may ease stomach trouble. One of the easiest way to add arrowroot to your diet is to substitute arrowroot flour for cornstarch while cooking or baking. It can be used for thickening of soups and using as a substitute for a cornstarch. Chickpea flour. Besan. Chickpea flour is made by grinding dried chickpeas into flour. Using chickpea flour is an excellent way to increase your protein and fiber intake. Its mild, nutty flavor works well for many different recipes, both savory and sweet. You can make chilas, besan roti, theple, thalpit out of this. Coconut flour. Coconut flour has a lower glycemic index than wheat flour, meaning it takes longer to digest and absorb the carbohydrates in it. It also contains more fiber and protein than wheat flour. You can make pancakes, biscuits, breads, sweets like coconut burfi out of this. Tapioca flour, that is sabudana. Tapioca consists entirely of starchy carbohydrates. People on a carb control diet and those who are concerned about the effect of starches on their blood sugar levels may see tapioca as unhealthy. However, for people who do not need to monitor the intakes of carbs or starches as carefully, tapioca can boost health in several ways. You can make roti, chapati, thalipit, kheer out of this. Last we have is soya bean flour. Soya bean flour is made by grinding roasted soya beans into a powder. It is considered a health food and is used in many food products. With the increasing awareness about health, there is a distinct shift towards soy products, including its flours. It's used as a supplement to wheat flour is increasing substantially in many households. So you can make dosas, pancakes, and shira out of this flour.